Hey everyone, Janie here. Welcome back to my garden. I am working up at my front porch today. I am very excited about it because it needs to be done. If you can see, I basically undecorated it for the holidays and then it's kind of just been like this since then. So I'm excited to get it kind of dressed up, maybe, you know, made to look a little bit more purposeful. I always have trouble with my front porch because my front porch is basically full shade. So this way is north and then this way is east. And then we have this overhang up over my head. So there's a slice of sun. I'll turn the camera around in a second and show you all over here behind the camera, but over here, absolutely no sun. So not only is that hard for my foyer when we walk in the house, it's a very dark part of my home and I'm always trying to lighten it up. I feel like I always have the lights on there, but right out here by the front door, it's always very dark as well. So I always try and do everything I can to lighten it up. So I have a couple things that I'm gonna put in today that I'm pretty excited about. And then I am going to do a container planting up here. I'm always hesitant to do container plantings up here just because of the amount of shade there is. But let me show you the container that I'm gonna plant in. Okay, so this is the container that I am planting up. It is, I think it's a 3-gallon, because there's a 3 here. It is an antique crock. I found it at an antique store in Sacramento. It is from the company Panama Pottery. They are not in business anymore, unfortunately, but it was a pottery place out of Sacramento, and Sacramento is just about 15 minutes away from me. So I have a couple of these actually inside, and then I had this one that was like a duplicate of one that I already had inside. So I've had it out here on my front porch, but I haven't really planted anything in it because it didn't have a drainage hole in the bottom. Well, I decided to drill a drainage hole in the bottom. And I know what you're thinking. Why would you drill a drainage hole in an antique crock? Like, I get it. I want to use this. I really wanted to use this and I wanted to plant things in it and get some good use out of it. So I drilled a hole in the bottom. I did not film it. If any of you saw the video, where I drilled holes in my blue and white pots in my backyard, it was stressful. I was like sweating bullets when I was drilling those holes in because I was afraid I was gonna crack it. I do use a diamond hole bit tip. I'll link it down below. It is a fantastic tool to drill drainage holes in pots. And it was like a piece of cake to drill this drainage hole into the bottom of this pot. So now I'm going to plant it up. I have some really beautiful things. I'm actually gonna put in the hellebore that I got with my grandmother earlier this week at Filoli Gardens. Very excited about that. And a couple other shade loving things that I found at the garden center. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm just gonna kind of clean everything up, do a little bit of dusting, do a little bit of sweeping, and then I'll start adding in some of the new stuff that I got. Here's the amount of sun that we get over here in our front entrance. So that is basically it for this time of year. As the sun gets higher, as it gets closer to summer, it will kind of start to come a little bit over here, but it's still only for a very short time in the morning. It is about, I don't know, like 8:30 right now, and you can see that the sun is almost high enough that the overhang is gonna start shading it. And so that's basically it. So it's, you know, it's perfect for a camellia and other shade loving plants, but you know, annuals and stuff like that, it's really, really tough. And then over here, it's completely shaded. It does not get a single lick of direct sunlight. So it's pretty dark. I actually have the exposure up a little bit on my camera right now. And what that means is it makes it look lighter than it actually is, if you can believe it. So that is what I'm dealing with. I'm gonna clean all this stuff up and then I will start getting all the new things that I purchased for my front porch. All right, let's go. here's where I'm at so far. I still have more things to do, but I just wanted to give you guys just a little update on what's here already. The bench, the rug, and the mat I purchased all from Amazon, so I will leave the links in the description down below. They're in my Amazon shop. The bench is actually from Out Sunny, that's the brand, and it's pretty nice. Like, I'm very happy with it. I actually put it together inside last night, and I did it myself, and it really didn't take very long. It's definitely not as nice as the Grandin Road bench that I have in my backyard, but it's very comparable and it's less than half the price. So I say this is a good bench. If you guys like it and you like the style of it, I think it's a pretty good quality bench. The mat, I was having trouble. I was trying to find a blue mat that matched my blue door. But all the blue mats, the indoor-outdoor mats, the blue were like a bright blue. So this actually is the gray color, if you can believe it. It's kind of like a bluey gray, blue tinted gray. And I was reading the comments and that's what everybody said. And I'm pretty happy with it. You know, I just have to wait for it to kind of flatten out a bit and I think it'll look a lot nicer. But I definitely wanted like a plaid type of look. I just thought that would be really pretty. It kind of blends in with my antique crock writing, and this is a mat, just kind of like a neutral mat that I got off Amazon as well. All right, so next comes my wreath. I'm super excited about my wreath. I purchased my wreath from an Etsy store. I will link them down below as well. I have not opened the box yet because I wanted to open it on camera. I am so excited about this wreath. It looked so beautiful online. So let me go get it and we'll do a little unboxing on camera. All right, here we go. I got this about a week ago in the mail and I've just been waiting to open it. Hopefully it made it through the mail okay. Oh, it's so pretty. Okay, so this is from Van Cortlandt Farms, I think is what it's called. And it's the, now I'm gonna say it wrong, I just looked it up. Meadow Parade Wreath. I got it in the 22-inch size. It comes in smaller and bigger. It is gorgeous. These are real dried cut flowers. I was looking at it as inspiration to do myself for cut flowers this year, and then I just thought, you know what? Let's just get it here, and so then we can see how I like it, and then maybe I can copy it with my own cut flowers that I grow this year. It is just so beautiful, and it smells good. Okay, here's the back. Things are definitely falling off, so I gotta get it hanging up, but look at how pretty that is. Let me move the box. All right. Oh my goodness, I love this thing so much. Make sure it doesn't fall off. I love it. I love it. Look at that thing. Look at it. Oh, it's so pretty. Okay, here's a bit of a closer look. Looks like we have, I think this is straw flower. I don't want to touch it. Yeah, that's straw flower. Then we have some gomphrena. Looks like status here. I don't know if this is yarrow or if it's Dusty Miller blooms. It kind of looks like Dusty Miller blooms, but the leaves look like yarrow. So I think it's yarrow. Let's see. Then we have some nigella, some love and a mist. That's so pretty. Some type of like catkins looking things. And then, oh, we have some purple scabiosa here. Those are beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Oh, it is so, so pretty. What are these? Another type of gomphrena? I'm not sure. Oh my goodness, you guys. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. Would recommend. It's so pretty. So I got the 22-inch size for my door. I thought that would work. Now I'm looking at it, I kind of wish I got one size bigger. I think it comes in like a 24 and a 26-inch, and then it comes in a 20-inch as well. So this is what a 22-inch size looks on a somewhat regular door. I actually have kind of a smaller door, honestly. So yeah, I would say size up, get the biggest one. This was a little over $100, and it is worth every penny. So, so beautiful. You're gonna be seeing lots of pictures of this on Instagram. All right, let's move on to planting up our container right there. All right, so I'm reusing the box the wreath came in just to keep this area a little bit clean, just because I just cleaned it. So I have my antique crock that I'm gonna pot up. Again, there is a drainage hole. I did put a drainage hole into the bottom of it. Because I put the drainage hole in, I am going to take a coffee filter and put it in the bottom. I am putting this pot right on top of the bench right there, and I don't want the soil coming out every time I water it. So this will help at least a little bit keep the soil in and keep it from leaking out of the drainage hole in the bottom. Then I'll just put a little bit of new potting soil in the bottom. That was probably too much. So the first plant I'm going to be planting in my shade container is this gorgeous hellebore charmer. It is beautiful, raspberry colored blooms. I purchased this plant from Filoli Gardens, the gardens I visited with my grandmother earlier this week. I bought her one as well for her birthday, so I think it is so wonderful that we both have the same plant. It brings back memories of a beautiful day when we visited Filoli Gardens, and you all know I love having plants that have memories attached to them, and that's why I wanted to plant this right in my front door so I can see it every time I come home. Hellebores are wonderful. Here in our zone, they are actually evergreens, so I'm going to be able to leave this in this pot year round. It loves the shade. You do want to protect it from wind, so absolutely perfect in this spot. It is completely protected from wind, and they are hardy down to 0 degrees. Next, I'm going to use this Carex Evergold. This is one of those shade-loving grasses. Not all grasses love shade, so make sure that if you're looking for a grass, you find one that really does like shade. And these are very common here where I live, so I know that they're going to do really well. I am trying to stuff quite a number of plants into this container. So for this plant, I'm going to be taking off a lot of the soil around the root ball so I can kind of shove it in here over on the side. All right, I'm going to shove that in over here. All right, then I am pushing it a little bit with this Saxifraga. It is Turan Pink Saxifraga. These are part shade, so I think it would do a little bit better if I put it over here into my window box, but I'm gonna push it and I'm gonna see if I can get it to hold on for just a couple of months over here right on my bench. These Saxifraga, they are alpine plants, and so they like cool weather. So I have a feeling that this one, kind of like Bacopa for us, it's not gonna last much past spring anyway. So I will end up probably just taking it out, and I think it'll probably be done. So this is the one plant, I just wanted some of this pink color. I think it's so pretty with the burgundy raspberry color of the hellebore. I just wanted a little bit of color, and I wanted to try this one because I've never tried it before. So. All right, then the last plant I'm gonna do is one of my favorites. You guys know, it's Lamium. This variety is Orchid Frost. That's just what they had at the store. Again, part sun to shade. I think it'll do really well in the shade for me. And I think that this one is gonna last just as long as the hellebore and the carex. Ooh, it looks so pretty. Oh, I love it. Okay, let me clean up a little bit and then I'll show you guys a closer look. Okay, it's in its own home. I love it. Okay, so we have the hellebore's charmer. Isn't that beautiful? Love it. The carex evergold for just a little whimsy. The saxifraga, beautiful. And then finally the lamium. Oh, it's kind of messy here, making a mess on my white bench. I don't know, I might get a pillow for right here. I can't decide. I don't want to make it too cluttered, but I love this right here. I think that that is so beautiful. And then I do have one more DIY project that I'm going to do for this area right here. So that should be coming up, I think, next week. It just depends if I get all the materials together. But yeah, so I have one more thing going on for this front patio area. But I do have to say, I'm happy with how it looks so far. This is me. This is like what my style looks like kind of modern, but still kind of traditional, country-ish, right? I love this. I think it is so beautiful. I want my whole house, my whole yard to kind of have this kind of feel with these beautiful flowers everywhere. Oh, I love it. This is such good inspiration for this year, for my cut flower garden. I absolutely love it. All right, so front porch, almost totally checked off. I still have this DIY project that I want to get to. It is supposed to rain for another week straight. We have more of those atmospheric rivers. Oh, it's supposed to be like 4 inches of rain. You guys, this is not normal for us. So I feel like that is going to be a perfect indoor project. So I'm going to get to that next week. Hopefully everything shows up in the mail that I ordered to get that project done. But other than that, I do have my shade container. I have my beautiful wreath that smells so good. It smells like, the dried flower smell, but the really good dried flower smell. So I love that. And then I have my new rug and new mat. I think everything just looks beautiful. So I hope you all enjoyed this, and I hope you all have a chance to get in your garden today.